It's good. Good snap. Good snap. It's good. Good snap.
Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to the rebrand of this wrestling podcast called the Good Snap Podcast. I'm Xander Rose, and my new partner in crime, he's also my tag partner, which we are undefeated, of course. He's none other than the fan favorite, Chris Zorba. Zorba, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, how you going, Oppa? What's happening, mate?
I'm good, mate. I'm very good. We are rebranding the show. So we were formerly known as the Box of Roses podcast. Unfortunately, Alex Box cannot do it. He's got other commitments. So we are going to miss him, but the show must go on. So we are the Good Snap podcast. Are you excited for this journey, mate?
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. And, we've got a pretty good special guest that I hear. So I'm excited to be here and excited to be a part of it.
It's an absolute cracker of a show for our, I'd say our debut, I suppose. Well, today's guest is a wrestler who I was very, very impressed to watch 2 weeks ago at All-Star Wrestling. He's the hope from the top rope, Luke Watts. What's doing?
Chris, Xander, great to be here. Fantastic. Been doing fantastic, guys. Really great to see you guys at the All-Star show. Good to see the hope from the top rope get that debut win. Very important in the career, as you all know. So glad to see that I'm impressing the right people.
Yeah, mate, it was a very, very, very good match. And the stuff you were doing, man, I was like, mate, it was you did like a corkscrew flip onto the outside. I'm going, mate, there was no room for error. There was no room for error. But no, it was really good to see, mate. Mate, when did you start watching wrestling?
With things like that, it's always high risk, high reward, and you got to try to catch those chips in when you can. You see an opportunity, you take it, and the risk is that it doesn't pay off. But luckily, in this instance, it did. Can't build a career on it, but sorry. Get back to your question. Around 1995, 96 is when I started to become infatuated with the sport of pro wrestling. I'm sure this echoes the sentiment of a lot of Australians, especially in my age bracket, of going to the video store and then just hoping there'd be a new wrestling VHSs there on the shelf, your local Civic Video or Video 2000 at the time. And
Civic Video. How good was Civic Video?
The best. Good. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think you can definitely get an age demographic happening about everyone, from a certain age bracket has a Civic Video or local video shop stories of, the new Survivor Series coming out or the new Fully Loaded or the next WCW tape, the next Starcade, and just being absolutely thrilled. So I was a junkie from perusing the video stores. That's how I discovered it. And I've been obsessed ever since. Parents thought, give it a year, he'll grow out of it. And now, all this time later, still spending just as much time on it.
Awesome.
It's like I probably got some videos still laying around from like 1996 that I haven't returned. I'll probably owe like Civic Video. Probably put them back into business from the late fee.
DM me. Well, let's talk cost.
How'd you get into the industry?
2004. I was 16. Canberra, born and bred local, down in the nation's capital. And I saw a poster for a pro wrestling show that was on. And I'd been to one independent pro wrestling show in Canberra before, in about 4 years earlier, and never heard of it since. And I was very surprised to know that there was pro wrestling in Australia in general, if I'm being honest. But in Canberra, where nothing happens, this is pretty incredible. So I went there. I can't tell you how good the show was, the work rate, anything, because you could have given me two cats fighting in a toy ring because you called it wrestling. I was so influenced at the time, I would have said 5 stars to everything. But I went and found out that they had a training school and basically ditched all my other sporting curricular activities. I was representing Canberra in gymnastics at the time. I was also heavily into martial arts, and they both got ditched pretty much instantly to go pursue pro wrestling.
Wow, that's actually pretty similar to my story.
Yeah,
That's
right.
Yeah. I wasn't doing gymnastics though, and
I was about to say, did I see you at nationals?
No, it wasn't me. No, but that's identical to my story. Like I seen a poster as well, and yeah, that's how I found that they had a school.
Where are you blokes from? Are you from the Sydney area?
Yeah. I'm Cogra area. Not born and bred. I was born somewhere else. But yeah, Cogra.
Yeah. I'll pretend I know where that is.
So you were from Canberra, yeah? You were born and bred in Canberra.
Yeah,
And
still a resident of Canberra. Yeah.
Still a resident. Nice.
Yeah. It's actually quite good. It's a nice little sort of satellite between Melbourne and Sydney, where I can travel to perform and wrestle matches. So travel for All Star, and then a lot of other promotions are pretty much along the East Coast.
Long trek. Is that Fed still around? The one in Canberra that you went and saw?
Funnily enough, it is, and it's still going. Capital Pro Wrestling is what it's called. There's actually a new promotion that has started that I'm heavily involved with in Canberra as of last year. It's the Slam Pro Wrestling League. So we had our debut show December, and we've got our next one coming up the 26th of March. Going really well as far as the appetite of the fans here. So we really think we've cracked a market that hasn't been met in Canberra for a long time. Both shows have almost completely sold out months in advance. So hoping to pour more and more into that.
I've seen some of your clips on your Facebook page there from Slam, and it looks really good, eh?
Oh, good. I'm glad that the money's working for something then.
No, it looks good.
Yeah. It's a work in progress. Going to improve little by little every time, but I think we're onto a winner. If I can do a quick plug for the Slam Academy as well, it's a training school that myself and Dan Archer will be the head coaches at. That is actually opening this month on the 6th of February. So if you do have any listeners in the Canberra region or surrounding region, we've got a lot of years of experience, being all over Australia, trained with some of the best. I've had a few stints in Japan, went and trained with Lance Storm in 2008. So I've kind of got a hodgepodge of different techniques and styles. And so, very friendly, inviting, welcoming environment. So, if anyone's curious to have a crack, please get in touch with the Slam Pro Wrestling League Facebook page.
Yeah, no problem. And the other thing we'll do as well, we'll also share your pages on our page and make sure that we can spread the word, mate. No problem.
Fantastic. Thanks, guys.
Who's your favorite pro wrestler of all time? If you were to pick one, it's probably a bit hard, but you know.
Yeah, not for me. It isn't. I'll give you two answers, but there's one definitive. So as a kid, it was Sting, not understanding the business, and Sting's still one of my top 5 dead or alive. But I didn't realize when I was watching him versus Ric Flair that I was liking Sting to the degree that I was disliking Ric Flair, and that was purposeful. It was intentional, and it was like it was taking my money. It was doing the right stuff. It was making me a fan. It was making me spend money on the action figures. It was making me that heat to the heel face dynamic. And I realized there really wouldn't be a Sting without someone like Ric Flair on the other side doing it. So as I started to wise up, it is and continues to be the Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Whoa!
Woo!
That's good stuff. Well, actually,
hey, they're both
Chris Zorba. Exactly, they are both wool. And Chris Zorba, that's Sting's your favorite, actually, isn't he?
Yeah, he's my favorite too. That was my answer. So I love Sting. I still love Sting. Yeah,
and he's still going strong at 62.
Yeah, it's incredible how he looks. He has no right to look that good. We could only pray to look that good when we're in our 60s. Chris, what was your favorite era of Sting, if you don't mind me asking?
I think would have been the Crow Sting, 100%. I was a WCW fan, so
Me too.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
We
great.
always-
I really liked it's underappreciated era, but right before Crow Sting, but after Bleach Blonde Sting, you have this weird surface Sting face paint, but the long brown hair. It's around
Yep.
Nitro 95, like right before Crow Sting 96.
Yep.
And I think it's an underrated period of black tights, red boots.
100%.
But I need to do a shout out though. And my other favorite era of Sting is NWO Sting, aka Fake Sting, aka Jeff
That's what I
Farmer.
reckon. The Wolfpack Sting I love too.
No,
no.
The fake Sting.
Sorry.
Jeff Farmer, who joined the NWO, and he was Sting in NWO Japan. Actually, technically had bigger arms and a bigger chest than real Sting, and actually made quite the career in New Japan Pro Wrestling as quote unquote Sting. And I just think that's an incredible story. Underrated worker as well. No hint of irony there. Please go. For anyone who's got New Japan World, go watch old NWO Japan matches. Top Rope Clothesline is fantastic.
And he passed last year or the year before, I'm pretty sure.
Has he passed, has he?
I'm pretty sure, the fake Sting. I'm pretty sure the fake Sting part, or am I getting confused with the fake Razor Ramon?
I think it might be the fake Razor Ramon. Let me double check because I should know that. Unless it's Jeff Farmer has faked his death and it's just quotations Jeff Farmer has died.
No, he's still alive. I think.
Yeah, still kicking.
Okay, so it was a fake Razor Ramon. Sorry, guys, I was going to give you a scoop.
Trying to start rumors here.
No.
Fake news,
poor bloke.
Well, fake news, why not? Fake Sting, fake Razor Ramon.
It's technically on topic, yeah.
Look, do you still watch a current product or not really?
I try to keep up. Busy guy myself with my own training, but I do try to keep up to date as much as I can with the scene, the latest in WWE, AEW. I did just watch the Rumble a few days ago. I try to keep up to date as much as I can, but I'll be honest, I can't really. I don't have the hours to get every TV show in.
Well, you said before that sort of like I can tell by your gimmick and everything that you got the Ric Flair style. What inspired you? Like, was it obviously Ric Flair? Because I know you've got a couple other stuff that you do as well. Yeah.
So when I started training back in 2004, I was assigned the name of Lightning Luke, and then that became Lightning Luke Watts, and that was the gimmick until 2010. In the end of 2009, I traveled to Kobe, Japan, and lived at the Dragon Gate Pro Wrestling Dojo for a month, where I learned a bit of the Dragon Gate Jorge Rivera sort of lucha hybrid style, and thought the next step would be to do a mask character, because I did think it was exactly what I needed to do to be an effective performer at the time, and so created the Jaguar Kid / El Jaguar, who for 11 years was my gimmick. Traveling up and down from Queensland, Sydney, Canberra, Melbourne, everywhere in between, and got a lot of mileage out of it. But as sort of COVID hit, and 2020 became 2021, I thought it was a good opportunity to test my mettle doing something else. I feel like the Hope from the Top Rope, Luke Watts, it's an expansion of my initial character. I do have words to say. I've got things to say to people. I've got things to say to my opponents. And I do want the championship. And I feel like that was being constrained by the mask. So there was a good opportunity in June of last year to run a program to lose the mask in a way that I was satisfied with. Now, the Hope from the Top Rope, the man who's redefining what's death-defying, is here to stay, and he's climbing to the top.
That's for sure. I mean, you've been in the ring with some of the best, like Aussie talent. Who's been your favourite opponent so far?
Dan Archer. Dan Archer is another Canberra guy. We've wrestled probably 15, 16 times up and down the East Coast. sometimes in front of 20 people, sometimes in front of 380 people. And it's been a true rivalry, both being on the opposite sides of the corners, as El Jaguar, as the hope from the top rope, Luke Watts. And I think there's probably not a more underrated performer in the country right now than Dan Archer.
It felt like you have wrestled a few times because you had this magical chemistry together, and it was just a good sight to see. I know I keep harping on about it, but it was just a really good match, and I really enjoyed that, man. It was possibly the best match of the night.
That's what Xander's been talking about. Even though when he was starting, do you want to come and join the podcast? He goes, but man, you got to see this guy Luke, man. The whole time he's just talking about it. No, I actually seen you live as well.
I was marking out.
Yeah, once in Wollongong versus, I don't know if it was, I can't remember now. This was a long time ago. If it was a tag match with you and Dan Archer, and there was another guy as well. I can't remember his name now.
Do you remember the venue?
It was at a basketball hall because I'm friends with Hudson Hulk and Lee Moreau.
Yeah,
and
love
it was them two.
lovely.
Yeah, it was them two on a chain match or something. And it was.
Would it have been the Coonawarra?
That's the one.
School?
Yeah, that's the one. I saw you guys. We're using I'm pretty sure it was a tag match.
Yeah, it would have been myself and someone versus Vinny Bronson and Dan Archer.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and you guys, you could tell you guys had good chemistry in the ring together. That was actually a really good match. And I've seen you perform before. Like I've been to a couple of AWE shows, and I've seen you wrestle as El Jaguar and Jaguar Kid. And you're amazing in ring.
Well, put it this way: if I've got my own federation, if I started my own federation, Luke Watts is my first guy I'm picking. I'm being honest, and I'm not trying to tickle your ears, but I'm just saying, like, it's the first guy I'm getting on my list.
Yeah, have your people call my people, and we'll arrive at a number, and we'll do it.
Well, Lukey, the problem is I don't have any people at the moment, so we're just. but when we do have some people, we'll make sure our people will call your people, and we'll do something. But so I mean, the whole of your wrestling career, you've had. It sounds like you had a long one so far. But what's been your highlight so far in your wrestling career?
December 4th last year, the debut of the Slam Pro Wrestling League. It's been. Happy to say that I'm one of the founders, and it's been something that's been cooking in the back of my mind for many years now. There's a lot that's gone into it about the philosophy of how the marketing would be done, how the advertising would be done, and what is the experience that we aim to deliver to the fans. There's been show cancellations, COVIDs, ups and downs, but on that night, the presentation was on point, the wrestling was on point, and the feedback we've received from the sellout show of nearly 400 people has been incredibly positive. Those people have spoken with their money. They're back and they're sold out the next show. But it was a lot of validation and a lot of hard work paying off, getting that first one out, and now it's off to the races. So without a doubt, whether from matches in Japan. Matches across the country here with some of the best matches in Canada, training in Canada. By far, it was 3 months ago at the Ainsley Football Club for the Slam Pro Wrestling League.
That's amazing. Like for startup fed, like it's just that's really good news, man. Especially in Canberra, that's fantastic to see it grow.
I think there is a huge appetite for live entertainment, especially because of COVID. People are quite fed up with it. People have had some real rough years at it. And it's an absolute privilege to go out there. And, they might only have one night off a month where they have some money to go and spend it on live entertainment. And to be able to deliver a show of the sort of highest flying, hardest hitting, pro wrestling that we can, and make sure that we earn every one of their dollars. It's an absolute privilege.
Oh, nice. Yeah, people want to get out there. They're sick of staying home. We've been home for too long. So you're doing a good thing, man. So that's awesome.
Oh, thanks. Well, I think it's a call for everyone in the industry. The iron has probably never been hotter than now. People want to be entertained. People have probably appreciate what they were taking for granted before this thing happened. calling out the industry. Let's make pro wrestling the best it's ever been in this country. Let's give this hungry audience what they want.
You mentioned that you wrestle for your Fed, which is a Slam Pro Wrestling League, and you've wrestled for All Star. What other are you wrestling for? Any other Feds at the moment, or around Australia at all?
All Star Wrestling. I'll be back there in April. In talks with 3 or 4 other New South Wales based promotions for dates coming up. Just trying to iron them out. Don't want to announce it before they do. So, but you'll be able to find me if you're in the Sydney area a lot coming up very soon. But a lot of my time will be taken up with running the Slam Pro Wrestling Academy and the Slam Pro Wrestling dates, though. So at this stage, however, should promoters want to get in touch with me, my email address for bookings is lukewattsprowrestler@protonmail.com.
All right, we'll be able to probably share that on the page as well.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Definitely.
And that's just at Luke Watts Pro Wrestler on all the socials. So I'll respond to all of them or directly to the right funnels where I can manage this as best I can.
So you also talked about Slam, how you started that and it's going well. But I mean, goals in the future in terms of your wrestling career, surely get some straps.
Oh yeah, you better believe it. I'm going for the top title of every company. I do feel like I've got the experience and the fans behind it too. I think everyone needs a little hope from the top rope in their lives, and what's better to platform that more than wearing the big gold championship around my waist. I'll be gunning for the Slam Pro Wrestling Championship. I'm making my way up the power rankings there, but also All-Star Wrestling. They need to acknowledge the win streak that's coming up, the impact that Luke Watts, the Hope from the Top Rope, has had on their last event, and really consider me for title contention. I think I'm putting everyone on notice.
Did you hear that, Mitch, the owner of All Star? Did you hear that? It's strap season. He wants his gold, so make it happen. He wants his title shot. Let's do it.
These pants are too big. I need a belt, Mitch.
Hey, is that your real hair?
Yeah, absolutely.
It is, because I've seen you before, and I think you had black hair. I'm like, oh, is that his real hair? Because I've seen a few photos. I missed that show, the last one, the Padstow one. But I've seen a few photos Xander sent me and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, did he grow his hair that long? I'm like, wow.
Can we address the elephant in the room?
If
please?
It's a Tiger King joke, like I've heard of it.
No, I'm just like, you're wearing these and I'm sorry, but in the photo you got these little Speedos on, and I can just see a package there, and I'm trying to look away, but every time I'm talking, I'm just keep looking at that. It's like
that's the one that's not real, by the way. That's
it's not real.
That's the fake one.
That's
no.
It's a work.
It's a work.
Other than wrestling, do you have any other hobbies or interests that you do, or?
I keep up to date with video games. I'm a big Street Fighter fan. That's another obsession from since when I was a kid. Love the old school 2D ones. Some Street Fighter Alpha 2, Third Strike, things like that. I've actually got a Street Fighter cabinet in my apartment here in Canberra. So it's very good stress relief, and get to get inspiration from Zangief, learn a move or two.
Well, have you got like a full arcade machine type style?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. So
nice.
the one, it's good. It's got quite loud as well. So it's the proper arcade experience.
I'd love to get one of those. I've been looking to try and get the old Simpsons game, in an arcade style, or even the
the beat 'em up one.
I'd love to have something like that.
You can make your own now, and you can get these things called Raspberry Pis, which is kind of like an emulator for all old arcade games. So you can buy your own cabinet and pretty much have 4,000 games in one. You can do it for all
the old school. Yeah, that's what I love to have, the old school. Hey Xander, you can leave, man. So I will talk arcade games for a bit.
Okay, guys.
So I want to get Wonder Boy.
Yeah.
I want to get Wonder Boy on there and all the old school,
Good Snap podcast, arcade classics. Outside of that, though, I also do a bit of stand-up comedy as Luke Burney. Yeah, got my Canberra Comedy Festival show coming up in Canberra, 18 March. Limited tickets still available for that as well. That is a 1-hour show.
Stand-up comedy.
Basically, I think basically anything I can do to get strangers to clap and cheer for me, I'll do. It's should probably talk to a therapist about it. But yeah, no. So I've been doing stand-up comedy for about 8 years now. Just trying to sell tickets and whatnot. So yeah, Luke Burney, Bernie, on all the socials. If you want to book me for wrestling, Luke Watts. If you want to book me for stand-up, Luke Burney. Just whatever it is, just send money my way. We'll make it work.
Or if you want to book Luke Burney for wrestling, and he can stand up comedy in the ring. And I think you've done something like that before, right?
Oh yeah. I was at a lucha show, and it was a terrible experience. The promoter asked me to do some stand up as Jaguar Kid, and I don't know about how you guys how much you know about the Canberra region, but we're right next to a town called Queanbeyan. A lot of people drive in from Queanbeyan, New South Wales, into Canberra to work and whatnot. And I opened with a couple of put downs to the town of Queanbeyan because I thought it would get me a big babyface pop. But it turns out in that crowd there was a huge contingent of Queanbeyan residents, and it was universal boos straight away. Like I was, and then I had to go and win the match that night. That had been orchestrated for me as a babyface. But it was big heel energies. Not a good move. Don't recommend.
Okay. Note that down. So don't use stand-up comedy for wrestling.
Not as a babyface.
All right, sweet. Yeah, that'll be pretty tough actually. So yeah, I don't know how that would work, especially because the whole point of stand-up comedy is like you're there to not put people down, but you're trying to be funny, and that's tough. And especially as a Jaguar, like you're wearing the mask and everything, so it's all about facial expressions too, and that's tough.
It's also an audience that didn't pay to see comedy as well. Just to throw another excuse into why I failed. But they weren't there to see comedy; they were here to see wrestling. So distracting from that, if it was an intentional thing as a heel, it could work perfectly. But no, failed on all sides on that one. Don't recommend.
Well, you did it. You tried it. It doesn't work. Don't do it again. Lesson learned. Well, you've got the school that you're running. Do you have any advice for any young, like up and coming pro wrestlers?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say, despite what you see on TV or what you see at your local shows, fitness, not aesthetics, but fitness is something very, very important. So if you're considering starting pro wrestling, I would go in with the attitude of that the fitness needs to improve continually. You don't need to look like a bodybuilder. You don't need to have six-pack abs. But it is about, being able to fall down, get up, repeatedly, and do it more and more at training so you won't even have to sweat whether you can do it on event days. I think it's an overlooked thing in a lot of training schools. And there are some philosophies out there that because wrestling in a very good way has moved away from the bodybuilder look, AEW for the most part, look at their mid card. It's a lot of, and it's a good thing, but it's a lot of like attainable physiques and whatnot. But these guys, and it's easy to ignore because it's on TV, but they are very, very fit, and it's kind of easy to say, oh, well, I've got a similar body to Orange Cassidy, so I don't need to get my heart rate up and be able to do X, Y, Z because in an 8x10, I feel like I look similar. Fitness is something that I'm trying to continually improve on all the time. Another thing for up-and-comers or thinking about training or just started training is listen twice as much as you speak. There's a lot of gems that you can miss out on if you think that, you can correctly, identify, how to improve or whatnot. It's like you telling the doctor, nah, shut up. I know what I'm doing. I'm just here, to, flex for my friends. It's like, no, you're going to die that way. Let the qualified trainers, train and like I said, listen twice as much as you speak.
Yeah, that's some very good advice. And upcoming shows, you were saying before, Pad Star is for All Star. I think it's in this month, 19th. Is that correct?
I will not be, sorry to disappoint the All-Star fans, I will not be on the February event. However, there is an event in late April that I will be on. I think there are 2 All-Star shows in April. I will not be at the first one. I am booked for the second one. Closest show that I have confirmed announced right now is March 26th at the Ainsley Football Club for the Slam Pro Wrestling League. I've spoken to the board of directors. I am confirmed to appear, confirmed to compete. My opponent has not been announced yet, though. So watch All Slam Pro Wrestling League social media for updates on that.
Awesome. Well, mate, that'll do us for today. Thank you, Mr. Luca Watts, for joining us. And we'll hope to have you on here again soon as well.
No worries, gents. You have a good one, and good luck with the rebrand.
Thank you very much. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page and like our Facebook page. This is us signing off. See you next time.